Former President Donald Trump's announcement that Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo will not join his prospective new administration has sent shockwaves through the political landscape, hinting at significant shifts in Trump's approach as he campaigns for a second term. This unexpected development, shared by Trump on his social media platform Truth Social, has raised a multitude of questions and generated speculation about the composition and direction of his potential 2024 administration. During Trump's first term, both Haley and Pompeo were integral players in his administration, shaping the foreign policy that became emblematic of his America First approach. Haley, known for her diplomatic acumen and staunch defense of American interests, represented the U.S. at the United Nations. Her tenure as ambassador saw a consistent defense of U.S. foreign policy goals, particularly regarding adversaries like Iran and support for allies like Israel. Pompeo, as Secretary of State, was equally assertive, building on Trump's robust rhetoric and pushing for an uncompromising stance on national security threats, notably taking a tough approach toward North Korea and seeking to curb the influence of Iran. Haley's departure from the prospective team is particularly striking given her role in bolstering Trump's image internationally. At the United Nations, Haley was a fierce defender of Trump's often polarizing positions, from the withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal to the controversial decision to move the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. Her departure suggests Trump may be distancing himself from the diplomatic legacy established in his first term. Meanwhile, Pompeo's absence signals a potential shift from the hardline foreign policy he championed, particularly concerning China, where he spearheaded efforts to label the Chinese government as a key U.S. rival. Together, Haley and Pompeo were pivotal in crafting the administration's confrontational stance on global adversaries, and Trump's decision not to bring them back raises questions about the new direction he may take on issues such as international diplomacy, national security, and alliances. Observers are speculating on what motivated Trump's decision to exclude these high-profile allies from his prospective cabinet. Some believe it reflects a growing desire to reshape his inner circle with fresh perspectives and perhaps with figures who align more closely with Trump's evolving views on foreign policy and domestic priorities. Others suggest Trump may seek individuals with whom he has maintained more recent, aligned partnerships, or those whose loyalty remains unquestioned. This choice may also indicate an effort to address the criticisms leveled at Trump's foreign policy from both political opponents and supporters who believe his initial America First policies were inconsistently applied. Haley and Pompeo, despite their close affiliations with Trump, have both cultivated their independent political identities in recent years. Haley launched her own presidential campaign in 2024, aiming to position herself as a unifying figure within the Republican Party. While her campaign did not progress far, her run demonstrated her own vision and agenda, and her willingness to challenge Trump's legacy on certain issues. Similarly, Pompeo, while refraining from a 2024 run, has continued to be an influential voice in Republican foreign policy circles, offering sharp critiques of Biden's approach and even occasionally hinting at distinctions from Trump's past stances. For Trump, not including Haley and Pompeo is emblematic of a broader strategy to revamp his team to appeal to a more diverse range of conservative voters and perhaps to attract younger or less traditional Republicans. This shift might be seen as a tactical move, aiming to appeal to voters who feel that a new cadre of advisors could reinvigorate the administration's domestic and foreign policy focus. Trump's decision also signals that he may be recalibrating his campaign's emphasis on foreign relations, possibly moving toward a less interventionist approach, particularly as debates over U.S. involvement in global conflicts, including the war in Ukraine, become contentious topics among Republican voters. The dynamics of Trump's cabinet could have profound implications on policies such as foreign aid, military strategy, and relations with international institutions. Should he win the presidency, his choice of cabinet members will likely aim to reinforce his campaign's shift toward advocating for reduced U.S. engagement in international conflicts, a policy he has hinted at frequently. Trump has often been vocal about his disdain for what he deems endless wars and has criticized the allocation of American resources to conflicts abroad, instead advocating that those funds be redirected toward domestic infrastructure, economic revitalization, and border security. The absence of experienced diplomats like Haley and Pompeo could mean the appointment of more isolationist-minded advisors, who align with Trump's assertion that America should prioritize its own interests over costly global policing. Trump's announcement has already stirred debate within political circles and among conservative commentators. By choosing not to bring back two of his most effective communicators and loyalists from his previous term, Trump is making it clear that his administration, if re-elected, may look and feel considerably different from his first. Analysts believe this could signal a pivot to more populist, anti-establishment figures, or even newcomers without significant political experience, which could appeal to segments of Trump's base that have grown disillusioned with conventional politics. Many Trump supporters view Haley and Pompeo's absence as a positive shift, anticipating that new leadership could mean innovative policies. Others, however, express concern about losing experienced figures who successfully managed some of the most complex diplomatic engagements of Trump's tenure. For instance, Haley's efforts at the UN effectively communicated Trump's vision to the world, even amid intense criticism, while Pompeo was instrumental in defining a coherent response to China's rise and fostering peace agreements in the Middle East, as seen with the Abraham Accords. As Trump heads into the 2024 race, his decision to bypass Haley and Pompeo will undoubtedly be closely scrutinized. It opens the door to further questions about who might replace them and what qualifications those candidates would bring. There's already speculation about names that could surface, ranging from loyalists like Senator Josh Hawley, known for his stance on China and big tech, to relatively new figures who have garnered Trump's attention for their alignment with his America First ideals. Trump may even look outside the traditional conservative realm, potentially selecting individuals with strong nationalist or economic credentials to fulfill roles that may impact everything from foreign trade to military strategy.